Line.
Go Chief! Down! 280! It's up!
Carr now on first down. Completes it right side to Cooper. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Monday, down! 280!
They'll run now with Ware. And he's going to build his way forward to the 48. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Down! 185!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Monday, down! Four down, check! Get set! 280! Where's it? Hut!
On 2nd down, here's Carr. It's caught by Roberts. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Monday, down! 280!
From the gun, it's Carr. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, He's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Spencer Ware, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Cousins on 1st down. And they didn't wait long to take a shot there, that's for sure, but it falls incomplete, and it's 2nd down. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw for Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays. Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now a man who began with the Raiders is Latavius Murray. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
We're going. Let's go. Zebra.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Cousins now. Yeah, he's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Get down. 180. Where's the hood?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Down. 180. What's up? That's up.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. Dances by him. Return. They'll be set up well when we resume action in the 2nd quarter. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So he jumped as a safety. You might know a thing or two about that from your playing days.
Well, I remember creeping up near the line of scrimmage on certain blitzes or certain coverages. Never jumped off sides, though.
Not once?
Not once. I wish I had a few times. It would have stopped some of those plays I got toasted up on.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Cooper was the intended target, and now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Throwing now is Carr. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 2. Now third down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The first down line at the 34 here on third down.
Get down. 180.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what they play man coverage against you. He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Now, 280.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Raider 2. Sunday, down. You 180.
To throw on second down. Carr. Over the middle, Cooper with it. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The offense on third down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at third and a few inches.
Down. 280.
Shotgun now for Carr. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now fourth down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. Like kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Now a play fake here on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
Let's go.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Wow, evasive.
Make a miss.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one 28 yards on the ground. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down. Here's Cousins. The left side caught by Diggs. And he coughed it up, and the Raiders have recovered. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly. Yes, they end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. On play action, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. It's a foot race. 30. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. In for the score. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Point after, right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. A nice little juke. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take...
And the Raiders have got him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
Let's go.
A first down throw for Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They pitch it out to Cook. And some room to work. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
No matter the week, no matter the team, you're going to hear coaches wax nostalgic for big tight ends that can control the edge of the line of scrimmage. Well, sometimes you don't have a tight end in the game, so now you're looking at your tackles. Can they control the perimeter? Make sure that that gets sealed off so there's no penetration off of the edge. If they're able to do that, that's why a toss play is successful. Because once they get to the edge, they can pick and choose their spot, which way to run, whether it's deep outside or cutting it back inside to pick up big yardage. On that play, they controlled the edge so well, they picked up an excellent chunk of yardage.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Move! Move! Black! Hey, Steamer! Shot!
Off the play fake, Cousins. He's going to air one out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Cousins. And that is incomplete.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense, because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this 1st half. Carr now on 1st down. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. This one caught left side by Cooper. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. comes Minnesota. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Starting the third quarter with Cook. Space to maneuver at the 40. As they finally wrangle him in at the 48. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Cousins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. On second down, Cousins again. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now Carr. And incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Down. 180.
And the blitz does come. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Well, part of what Efty said there, no backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Second and goal from the 1. He's going to get it running right. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings. Carlson now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Carr now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Down! 180! Go, go. Go, go. Get set.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Down! 180!
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken. Successfully. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Cousins now on 2nd down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out and down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Cooper fast with a feet. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
On the run, it's Ware. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Letting one fly deep. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They start the drive with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And Diggs has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. Cousins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now in the East Bay. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
We're going, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now.
Here we go.
2nd down, Cousins. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 15. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Down. You want it,
Carr to throw on 2nd down. Connects it to Roberts, right side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Here's Carr. Cooper's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot. Carr now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. And Marquell Lee with a stop defensively. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Play fake. Cousins. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Cousins. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Cousins steps away to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they left little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Right down.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Raiders on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And he finds Cook. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Carr. And he completes it to Jordy Nelson. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. The Raiders on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Carr. He finds Roberts, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Raiders on the move, a couple of big plays in succession. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Carr now on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And Cooper's got a big game going. That's complete again. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now Carr again. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Carr. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. Cooper was the target there.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
A give. This is Cook. And he'll take this one only up to about the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Here we go.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Minnesota, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.